What's up, everyone? My name is Skylar Woods, this is CO Local, and today we're talking about the Colorado Springs-based alt-math rock trio, SemiFiction. Thanks for tuning in, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to like the video because it really does help support what we're doing in getting more eyes and ears on all of the amazing musicians in our community, just like the ones we're talking about today. SemiFiction started their journey back in late 2019 and released their debut album, For Your Health, in early 2020. But due to COVID restrictions and the loss of their bass player at the time, the band experienced a brief hiatus almost as soon as they had gotten started in order to train new members and decide what their next steps would be, which is exactly why we're talking about them today. I followed their work, and despite all the circumstantial challenges and obstacles placed in their way, the band has continued to perform at the best of their ability whenever and wherever possible, and are even writing new music that pushes their creative boundaries as they aim to define their sound in anticipation of their next album, expected to be released sometime in the next few months. Beyond that, the band has always seemed to find an interesting or unique way of reminding me that they're still there and getting my attention again, even when there just wasn't a lot happening throughout the music scene and it really felt like no one was doing much of anything and that was perfectly okay. Doing things like putting on their own basement live streams or self-producing an outdoor acoustic set with some visual storytelling, and surprisingly or not surprisingly, just being a positive and supportive friend to all of the other bands in our community, commenting on their posts, supporting their shows, sharing their release dates. All these things have played an enormous role in the foundation that SemiFiction has been able to build, as well as just the relationships it's helped them form with some of the best names in our community, affording them the opportunity to get on bigger shows in front of bigger audiences that a year ago they would not have had the ability to do. No time gone to waste, and everything for a reason. So with that, thank you for hearing me out, thank you for supporting CO Local Music, and be sure to stick around after the live performance so you can hear more about who these artists are, what makes them tick, where their music is going, right from the band themselves.
From the mountain billowed silver omens, and brought with them a bitter cold. As I stood, I watched them slowly closing. I never felt so all alone. Lately we've been so distant. I try to resist it, but it's bringing me down. And you say you're not leaving, but every time feels like the last. I tried to be strong, I couldn't hold it together for saying so long. It's because I couldn't do better. Put on your bravest face, tell me nothing will change. So wave goodbye to your friend. I only hope that I'll see you again. I only hope that I'll see you again. As a storm close, my friends all got murdered away. I tried chasing after, my legs got tired, we soon gave way to just footsteps in the snow. Away. Eventually, will they forget me? I know you're trying to save me, the heartbreak, but really just dragging it out. You tell me the way, yeah, you say that you're coming back. Day further away, guess it's all in good faith. And as a
So the first thing I wanted to know is how you would explain your music and the overall sound of SemiFiction, because it's very cross-dimensional as far as genres and styles.
That's a hard one. Even like when people ask us what genre we are, I never know how to answer. I just wrote these dumb guitar parts and Braden put drums to them, and you know, it just kind of evolved from there. It came really naturally.
Kind of having a conversation earlier, it's very much like the old American football, very like emo-esque, very like math rocky. We kind of just have a lot of elements just kind of all meshed into one.
I would say there's a lot of like jazz influence in his playing, and then overall this kind of indie hard rock feel that I get from that.
I know it has kind of a negative connotation, but some of the emo stuff, bands like Dikembe and
The Fall of Troy was a huge inspiration, hence the name of the band.
A lot of like Joan of Arc, kind of the older stuff. Honestly, you got some Fugazi influence in there too.
a lot of strong emotions behind it, and really kind of raw feeling, I guess, is the best way I can describe it.
I think that's kind of a lot of the influence with SemiFiction is the idea of playing with genres and not being afraid to try different things.
This is the first band I've been able to kind of just throw all of my hard work into it. You know, I get to be free and just get to have fun.
I think my favorite part about right now it's prominently the writing process. It's been fun to just kind of do my own thing and feel like I have a lot of freedom with that.
So the first album, I'd been working on these songs for so long, and they came from this feeling of, I just need to put something out, which is why it's called For Your Health. I did it for my health. I just had to put something out, otherwise I was gonna keep pushing till it was perfect and it was never gonna come.
It was honestly a lot of good times. There were definitely some challenges, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to make some things too overcomplicated with certain parts. You still want to make it fun, but still kind of be structured enough. And I feel like that last record, there was a lot of movement. It's kind of the best way to describe it, but I feel like now we kind of have that cohesiveness where we're able to just sit in the room together and make something that's just structured and beautiful to play.
The chemistry very much matters to me if there's going to be communication, listening, and respect like that, because I think that's what it's all based on, especially in a trio.
I had experience in that, but this was my first time being a frontman, being a vocalist.
He's always like, oh, I'm learning so much from you and like so much from B, but you know, a lot does come from him for sure. He's got a lot of passion in it, and all of his influence kind of come to light.
I just knew, you know, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So I was like, yeah, I'm in the right room. I need to.
For this new album that we're working on though, now that I feel a little more confident in my songwriting abilities, I'm trying to, I wouldn't call it a concept album, but it's all like about a general theme, if you will.
Danny is kind of the mastermind about giving, you know, for this record we're writing now, it's all about the seasons. So he comes in and just says, I have this feeling, I have lyrics, let's write around that.
We are taking our time a little bit more. I mean, we finished instrumentally writing these songs, you know, early fall. The lyrics took me longer on this one because, like I said, I wanted to make sure they tied into a theme and I told a bigger story. We've just been making sure that everything's more fleshed out. Like, I want things to transition into each other and have layers and have depth, as opposed to, you know, this collection of songs that sound like I've made them in my basement, you know what I mean?
I felt like this was a place I could grow, learn a ton, and that's what I've been doing, really. So it's been a great experience, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
And that's where I kind of feel too, that it's gonna help us connect with the audience too, because you can kind of see the fun that we're having. I mean, our first show that we played was a year ago, and I think people could honestly tell that I was just having the most fun I've ever had in a long time.
And then they're able to feel the same thing, yeah. And that's been what I'm trying to do with these new songs, is like, that's been my main focus, is does this capture the audience and make them feel it?
I like that.
Damn.
You guys are great at interviewing. Okay. All right, CL Locals, that does it for this one, and thank you if you are one of the incredible people who stuck around until the end. SemiFiction's first album, For Your Health, can be found anywhere that streams music, and you can follow the band on Facebook or Instagram at SemiFiction Music. If you want to learn more about who these musicians are, be sure to check out our other video where we have an entire conversation and really get to see their personalities and just who they are as people. And as always, I will see you in the next one.